Hello guys and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TG World 2019. We are back here with the amazing news that I got top 4 at the regional this past weekend. A lot of you have already said congratulations. I really appreciate it, guys. For those of you who perhaps don't pay as much attention to tournament results or didn't take a look at the plethora of updates that I tried to post over the weekend, I tried to stay more connected. I tried to be more positive as well about my tournament results. I had been honestly not very confident whilst at tournaments, and I figured trying to be positive and posting how I did and just being more active on social media whilst the tournament was taking place would help a little bit, right? It would help a little bit. And so here we are with a top 4 finish. Day 1 went brilliantly for me. Could not have started better. I went a flawless 6-0 in the first 6 rounds, which was amazing, and I only dropped 2 games in the course of those first 6 rounds. So I was actually 12-2 at that point, one of the losses being a donk where I drew a PIKACHU and nothing else, and it got KO'd on turn 2 by a Malamar. And the other loss was against a PIKACHU with Nagnadel, so against Jean. So definitely a much closer game. That series went to 3 games. And then by round 7, I was able to ID to make sure that 100% I would make it into day 2. So that made me pretty happy. I hadn't made a day 2 at a regional event since Memphis back in October, I believe, so quite a while. And I hadn't made a top 8 appearance at a big regional event since Memphis 2017, since playing Buzzle, Lycanroc. So definitely something I feel like I personally needed because my confidence in terms of tournament results was definitely quite low. So yeah, very nice weekend. By the time I did round 7, and then I was able to win round 8, putting me at 7-1, and then I failed to my first loss was handed to me by Andrew Mahone from Tricky Gym. So pretty fitting that we had played twice before. Both times we had tied, and both times were pretty good games. This time around he wrecked me both games. I tried to keep up, but I wasn't able to. So he got me good there. And then on day 2, things started swimmingly. I 2-0'd a Ultra Necrozma Malamar. I was really looking forward to facing Malamars. It seemed like a very good matchup at the time. Then round 11, I faced against Austin Ellis from Team DDG, and he wrecked me with Malamar. In the 2 games I lost, especially the 3rd game, he just ran over me. I had to concede by turn 3 because I had no chance of making a comeback in that game. Round 12, I faced against Jose Marrero, my friend and teammate from ARG, where we were both playing PIKACHU. I was playing the Zapdos variant, he was playing the more turbo variant. Although without Rayquaza, it just has extra energy switches, but it's not as turbo as you would expect, or it didn't feel as turbo. And I lost the first game, probably, I think I recall like doing something wrong where I cost myself the game. And then game 2, he cost himself the game, which was like it balanced things out. And then game 3, it was super close. It was a really good game. We both played out really well. And there was one key turn where I bluffed that I was going to take a knockout with my Zapdos against his Marshadow. Regular Marshadow, but then I actually didn't. I just retreated and used another Stellar Wish, setting myself up for the next turn. And I did that because he had all his bench full and he had no Coco Prism in play. Therefore, there was no way for him to accelerate energy onto the board, and that meant that as long as I didn't KO something, he was limited to 1 attachment per turn. Just like myself, except I did open the space for Tapu Koko, and then I was able to go with 1 PIKACHU powered up in 1 turn, and then Guzma KO's his Marshadow GX for 2 prizes, and then I was able to power up my other PIKACHU for 2 with 3 more energy. So even though he was able to get the Retaliate KO, then I was able to just win the prize straight right there. Maybe I powered up a Zero Aura instead, and then I used that combination of Zero Aura and Tapu Koko GX to 4-7 prizes and close out the game like that. Something like that. But I was very proud of bluffing the KO and then not taking it. There were people watching at the time, and one of the people that I coach even was like, wow, I can't believe, like I thought you made a mistake by doing that, and then it all made sense. So I was pretty happy with that game. And then round 13, I ended up playing against Sackless Ash with his +7 deck, who ended up winning the tournament. And game 1, I missed a crucial energy to get 1 KO on his +7 to turn off B-String. With my Jolteon GX, I would have been able to use that with the GX attack, actually with Swift Run GX and double Electro Power plus a Choice Band. Had I been able to do that, I whiffed the energy to attach to EV2 Energy Evolve. So if I had been able to do that, I would have gone down to 1 prize card, and all I would have needed was a Guzma for a game. However, that was not what happened, and that really sucked. So I lost that game, and then game 2 I started Absol and 6 useless cards, top decked up Pikarom, but I was never able to do anything, and he ran over me. So at that point I was 2-2. I wasn't too sure if I was going to make top 8. I knew if I won the next 2 rounds I would be in the bubble. And I ended up beating Zoroark Lucario in round 14, which felt pretty good because that's obviously a tough matchup. And then for round 15, for my bubble potential match, I ended up facing against Sylveon, which honestly was a very nice way to finish out the day, because Sylveon is just an auto win for this deck. Pikachu and Zekrom just deals way too much damage. 1 KO on Sylveon is not a problem, and you have so much energy acceleration that it's really not a big deal. So I won that match, and then turns out I was the only 34 pointer to make it into the top 8. I was the 8th seed, which felt amazing because I was not fancying my chances, but turns out all my opponents did well in the last few rounds, so that was awesome. My resistance held up, and I was the 8th seed. And then going on to top 8, I was playing the 1st seed, so the top player. After 15 rounds I had to face the top player. Was a Pikarom mirror match, but the Zapdoses definitely made a big difference in that matchup, I would say, because we both had the same setup, except I had Zapdoses and Jirachi to keep accelerating my my board and just get some early attacks off. Whereas I don't mind if he gets an early Pikarom, because he's dealing 300 damage to my Zapdos and he's only getting 1 prize off of that. So it wasn't a big deal. I was able to pull it off very, very nicely. I won the 1st game, and then I lost the 2nd game because I prized my Coco Prism, but I was very confident that in the 3rd game, as long as that didn't happen, which is only at 10% of the time, I would be able to win that match, and that's exactly what happened. So that felt pretty good. And then finally in the top 4 against Daniel Tavila, I'm sure a lot of you saw the stream game. We had a really good turn 1, which was awesome. Game 1 rather, which was awesome. I misplayed myself into a loss. I didn't realize he only played 1 choice pen. I had no idea. I figured he played 2. But after reviewing and after seeing his list, now I know that when I benched that Jirachi, which I should never have benched it, even if I expected him to play 4 choice pens, I should have never benched that Jirachi, because then he would have never had it been able to 1 KO my Pikachu and Zekrom to close out the game, and eventually I would have drawn a switching card no matter how many turns he used corner. So that was on me. And then game 2, which actually looked pretty awful for me, I was able to pull it off with some clutch back-to-back Kuzma plays, which was great. And then game 3, you all saw what happened. I started Eevee, I started the Jolteon in my hand, and I had a completely dead hand, so I just immediately lost on turn 2, which was a pretty disappointing way to end the tournament, but I still felt pretty happy. People in the audience applauded me when I stepped down to go pick up my prizes, so that was amazing. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to everyone for the support. It was an amazing tournament. It was run incredibly well. Huge props to Prince Crackler and all his team. It was an amazing tournament. And yeah, it felt really good to finally have a breakthrough tournament again. Do it at the biggest regional of the season so far. Just adds to the hype that I have. And I decided that this quarter would be the one that I would push the most for more regionals and more special events, and try to have an event going every weekend, either a League Cup or a regional or a special event. And what a better way to, like, there's no better way to start off than with a top 4 at the biggest regional in this season. I'm really looking forward to next week. I have a League Cup, This weekend, rather, I have a League Cup. Afterwards, we have Toronto, which is expanded, which I'm not too big a fan of, but I'm very inspired. I'm very motivated to keep doing well, get another solid finish. And then after that, I have another League Cup, and then afterwards, I will have a special event. And then afterwards, I don't know what I have. It might be Denver, actually. So we'll see. But a lot of Pokemon for me. I'm very excited. I'm very hyped. This weekend definitely helped me rekindle a little bit of that inner competitive flame that I know I have, but that was a little bit shook because of the last year, basically, of having decent results. Of course, like, I've done well. I won special events. I won League Cups. I did well at some regionals like day 2ing and whatnot, but I didn't have a really solid performance compared to when after Worlds 2017 and I got top 8 at Worlds, and then I was day 2ing like crazy and I won a regional and then I top for the next one. So I don't know. Very motivated, very excited for the next few weeks. I haven't had time to stream, unfortunately, because of all the coaching and just getting back from Collinsville, which was actually pretty chaotic because of weather and standby flights and whatnot. But here I am. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have time to stream a little bit. Otherwise, expect at least a video tomorrow on the YouTube channel. And definitely Thursday streaming. And then Friday is actually the Tablemon anniversary. It's going to be 2 whole years of doing Tablemon full time. There's no way I could be doing with this without you guys supporting me, without all the followers, all the people that subscribe, support on Patreon, donate bits, make donations, and especially those of you who I coach. So I can't thank you enough, guys. I really can't thank you enough. I wish I could thank you personally to each and every one of you, but hopefully a lot of you are watching this video right now. And so that's a mini tournament report, a mini update on what's happening. I'll be doing a lot of Pokemon this month, so that probably will affect a little bit the amount of content that I put out. But I hope you guys understand and bear with me. And I know all of you, or most of you, are here every other day or every day, just looking at the videos, enjoying the content, sending me feedback. I really do appreciate everything that you guys do for me. So thank you guys so much. This is a small way to give back, and I will be seeing you guys in more videos, more streams, and hopefully more events. Thank you guys so much, and until next time, bye bye.